I mean, it is unsettling given that when you look at the different kind of choke points around the world and when you think about what are the most important areas when it comes to shipping, when it comes to energy, the Straits of Hormuz, which are just the kind of the entry point and the exit point to the Gulf, the Arabian Gulf, they are one of those most important places, one of the most important choke points in the world. About 20% of all of the oil that we consume around the world comes through there, in particular oil coming from Saudi, from the UAE, and indeed from Iran. So the fact that this has happened, the fact that Iran has said that it, or at least the parliament has said, that it would close the Straits of Hormuz, is the kind of thing that is going to really unsettle people, or at least, the threat of that. People were worried about whether that was going to unsettle markets. But the striking thing really is looking at markets at the moment, and who knows whether this changes over the course of the coming hours, over the course of the coming days. But so far markets, while oil prices did go up at the start of the day, as I guess people reacted to this, and they have been creeping higher over the course of the last few weeks, about 20% higher over the last few weeks, they've drifted down actually after that initial spike. And so looking at that, looking at also share prices around the world, it doesn't seem like anyone is anywhere close to panicking. And I think, if that was indeed to happen, so if the Straits of Hormuz were to close, it would be, I wouldn't go so far as saying cataclysmic, but just bear in mind, that has never happened before, at least not within kind of modern times. Well, it has been threatened quite a few times, mostly by Iran, but it hasn't ever actually happened. And if that were to happen, you'd be talking about oil prices kind of going well above $100 a barrel potentially, because you suddenly are losing a massive slug of your global supply. And it's not obvious that you have alternatives. So the fact that that hasn't happened, the fact that markets seem relatively sanguine, and I use the word relatively there because, there is definitely a lot of nerves out there, nerves about what's happening in the Middle East, obviously, but nerves more broadly about the fact that the global economy seems more uncertain, to be facing more uncertain times right now, given the trade war that is underway between the US and China as well. Given all of that, I think that what you're seeing in markets today is some more of a relief, I imagine, for traders than they might have expected, because no one really knew when the day began about the way things were going. The final thing just worth saying is it is a balancing act for Iran as well. They are reliant, for most of their oil exports. They go through the Strait of Hormuz as well. So closing that strait, or at least threatening shipping in that strait, would be very disruptive for their exports. And for a lot of those exports going, for instance, to China, that's not particularly in China's interest, it's not in Iran's interest. So it's something I think a lot of people are looking towards their actual actions rather than towards the rhetoric. And so far those actions haven't really crystallized in the scary financial moment that some people were worried about.